Okay, welcome everyone. This is the first video I was going to do out of the series of small educational videos that I said I was going to do. So, before I even start talking about builds, I wanted to first show you guys how to check what your real item level and what your real stats are going to be when you're actually on a PvP map, because they do change when you go from a PvE map to a PvP one. So, just to save yourself some time, you want to go ahead and set your companion stuff to what you actually want it to be while on a PvP map before you actually queue on to the PvP map. So you can see I've cleared everything here because I run a petless build. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to PM someone and just ask to, you want to PM someone to add them to the queue group. Just ask them, can I invite you to the queue group real quick? Need to get onto a PvP map. You can leave right after. And if they accept, you add them to the queue group. And you go to private PvP, like the private PvP tab. You then go to either one of you, it doesn't matter which one of you, right click and select change PvP team. And that will put them on the opposite team. And then you click on PvP, you click on domination, you join the queue, and you'll wait for the map to open up. That'll take a few seconds. Okay, so now that I'm on the map, I can now see what my real item level and stats are. So that's what I had. Now, you can see pet stuff is still off like it's supposed to be. Now, let's say I had messed up on that first part and had queued on with a pet out and some gear on that I did not intend to. Now, let's say on the PvP map I changed, let's say I changed my item level while on the map. So my stats will not necessarily update to follow, and neither will my HP automatically, at least visually. So to make sure that you have your build accurate as possible, you can fix this by pulling off the companion gear or doing whatever it was that you wanted your companion setup to be like. You desummon the pet, and you remove an enchantment, and you put the enchantment back. So that will make sure, like you can see it just updated there, that my stats and HP are actually what it's supposed to be. Now let's say I actually wanted to run a pet build, and this is what I actually want it to be. So I decided to change this while on the map, but my stats will not necessarily update to follow it automatically. So if I want it to be really accurate, do this again. So now I can see what my stats would actually be in PvP at 52k item level. Like, that just is an example of what you could do. Now, you want to also pot up. Make sure you have all your pots on if you want them to know exactly what your stats would be, assuming you're actually running pots in PvP. Now, don't activate your Invocation Blessing because that's a random bonus and you won't know exactly which one you have most of the time anyways when actually playing PvP. And that's pretty much it. Like, the one other thing I would like to mention is, like, if you've got somebody still on the map with you, like, let's say they decided not to leave even though you told them that they could if they wanted to, and they got curious and capped one of these nodes over here. That's going to make it so you're going to be on a timer, essentially. If you look at the domination bar in the corner there, once one of those bars hits 1,000 points, you're going to get booted off the map, which can be annoying if you plan to be on the map for a couple of hours, testing out different stat setups and build setups while on the map. So sometimes if you're PMing someone who's not been on PvP before, you might want to ask them not to cap preemptively, but most of the time you won't need to. They usually won't think to do it, and they'll probably just take you up on the offer to leave. Now I'm going to put these directions on the screen here for anyone who wants to read through it. You can pause the video here. Okay, I think that's end of the video. There'll be new ones coming out soon.